What's going on, y'all, man? It's your boy Scott here at Chair Scott on all social media platforms. Merry Christmas, man. Shout out to everybody who's been holding us down all year on this show. Season 5 has been a fun one, a very entertaining one, and we couldn't be doing this without y'all support. So I give my blessings to all y'all, your family and friends, enjoying your Christmas today, man. Of course, you can follow me at Chair Scott on all social media platforms, man. I'm not here to take too much of your time, man. We're on a little hiatus from the show. Season 6 of the show will be back Friday, January 3rd. Me, Mikey, Dante, Courtney, Bang. We'll all be there getting you ready for the final week of the NFL as we also get ready to get into playoff time, man. So definitely appreciate everybody who checked out the holiday special. We had a blast doing that. But I'm going to be doing a couple mini videos this week, getting y'all some predictions for, the NFL's not taking a break this week. We got Christmas games today. We got another Saturday full of games. Of course, Thursday night football tomorrow. I will be in the building at Soldier Field holding it down as the Bears take on the Seahawks. So I'll be there doing that. And, of course, we've got the Saturday slate, another Saturday, and then you got the full Week 17 slate on Sunday and Monday. So I'll be giving my breakdown preview for that later on the week. Look out for that probably Friday afternoon. So I'm not going to take up too much time. Just want to give you some picks for the two games that's going to be happening today. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Kansas City to take on the two-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. They're right now on a roll. They are 13-1. And with a win in this one, they will clinch the number one seed in the AFC, clinch the number one record. Will they be able to, people will have to come to Arrowhead. That was not the case last year. Last year, they were the Road Warriors and took care of everybody to take care of last year on the road. But this is a team right now that, they are, I won't say they're clicking all cylinders, but they just look like they're unbeatable. You just arguably Patrick Mahomes' worst season numbers wise, but he is just finding a way to get it done. The defense has been shut down really ever since last year. They have not taken a break since last year. They've really been the number one force behind this team. Travis Kelce's not having the usual Travis Kelce year, but there have been so many other guys who have stepped up. DeAndre Hopkins has been great in Kansas City since he got traded over there from Tennessee. You got Isaiah Pacheco's back. You got Kareem Hunt in the second stint with the Chiefs. Really, really been playing good football. And they finally got Hollywood Brown back this past Saturday. He had a good game against the Houston Texans, man. And a lot of things going on for Pittsburgh as well. Pittsburgh has to win this game to keep pace. Losing to the Baltimore Ravens last week, I won't say they took destiny out of their hands. They still control their destiny, but they could have clinched last Saturday if they won. Now, there's no clinch scenario for them this week to win the division. They already clinched their playoff spotlight 2 weeks ago, but they have to win this week and win next week, and then they will be the division champions, man. But there's no scenario for them. Baltimore can keep pace regardless, because even if they both finish 1-1, it's going to go to other tiebreakers to see who will win the division. So if they want to stay on pace and not have tiebreakers and conference records affect where they're going to end up as far as winning the division and seed wise, they need to win this week too. But unfortunately, they got a very, very hard schedule. They play Kansas City this week, and then they play Cincinnati the week after. In Cincinnati, their playoff lives on the line as well. Russell Wilson has been playing good football. This defense has been playing good football, but you're really noticing the lack of explosive plays ever since George Pickens went down with an injury a couple weeks ago. Now they're hoping that he'll be playing today. You might want to check your, if you're on fantasy playoffs, might want to check the updates for that right now. This is pre-recorded, so hopefully he'll be playing for them. But this to me, man, it's just an unfortunate part of the schedule for Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that Kansas City knows what time it is. They're getting into playoff form right now. And I just don't think that Pittsburgh has enough explosive plays to beat them. Now, we all know Kansas City's offense has not been what it used to be, but they're starting to get healthy, and they've really, really been doing really well on that. I'm going with Kansas City in this one. I think this will be a pretty competitive game, pretty close game. TJ Watt and those boys are going to keep the Steelers in this game, but I just trust Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs making more offensive plays against Pittsburgh than I do Russell Wilson doing against this Chiefs defense, especially if George Pickens doesn't play today. I've got this one very, very close. I got the Chiefs. That's the Steelers. I got the Chiefs winning this one I'm going to say 24-14. It's going to be a close game. They'll eventually be, clinched by Harrison Butker out there, and I think this will be a big game for the Chiefs, and I think they'll clinch home field advantage throughout the AFC, and then they probably can give Pat a rest for that ankle next week, and especially if they have a bye, that gives them 2 weeks off, man. So I'm gonna go Chiefs with this one. And the nightcap, if you want to call it a nightcap, it's really a 4:30 tip Eastern time. It will be in H-Town. CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans. They can still, I don't really think they can get too much higher than fourth, but they still want to go into this playoffs with a little bit of momentum, even though they have already won their division. They're going to be taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson is having another MVP caliber season. Depending on you ask, he should be MVP. I think if they can win these next 2 games and find a way to take that division from Pittsburgh, then I feel like then maybe he might actually have a legit claim to that. Now, I know if you're looking at the numbers, I know we all love numbers, that strictly off the numbers, Lamar Jackson should probably be MVP. I agree with that. But unfortunately, that's just not how the NFL picks MVP. I've been debating with my brother about, narratives, but that's just how it is with MVP, with the NFL and the NBA. It's a lot of narrative driven stuff. And the way that Josh Allen's having the year he's having right now, I think barring any slip ups from not Cincinnati, but Buffalo over the next couple weeks, I think you'll hold on to it. But Pittsburgh's really, really playing well. The offense has been great. Bateman's been hooping. Derrick Henry has been incredible. Zay Flowers is great. And we're looking like we're seeing the apex of Lamar Jackson's powers right now. This is his best passing season. He is, almost should be at 40 touchdowns by the end of this game. He's only thrown like 4 or 5 interceptions. He has been incredible. And this comes from a guy who has criticized him majority of his career. And the way that defense has played the last couple weeks is really the key story right here. If the defense continue to play well and, Harbaugh doesn't get in their way, I think they got a legit chance to get to the Super Bowl this year. But in this specific game, also, Beyonce's performing at halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Beyonce performing at halftime in a home city of Houston, Texas. We all know this is something that a lot of people who aren't really specifically football fans are going to be looking forward to that as well. And Houston, this has been a setback season for them. Obviously, won a division again, back-to-back division champions. That's awesome. But CJ Stroud is not looking like the CJ Stroud of last year. He has been struggling, in my opinion, since week 2. I called it after the Bears game that I didn't think CJ looked like the same guy he was last year. And Houston Texans fans call me everything but a child of God. Who's laughing now? I think that, he's not saying he's bad or he sucks or anything, but he definitely doesn't have the dominance that he had last year. He's not throwing his confidence, and some of his throws isn't there like it was last year. And I just don't like the type of game that Bobby Slowick has been calling, man. I think it's been sloppy play calling, and it's just not been good. And now they're going to be out with Tank Dell. Of course, we know they lost Stephon Diggs for the rest of the season about a month or 2 ago. And now Tank Dell, man, prayers out for him. That was such a nasty injury that happened last Saturday. And by any of you idiots out there laughing and CJ crying, y'all are some assholes, man. Like that is his teammate. That's his brother. Of course, you're going to feel bad for him, man. And I just hope that he recovers. He's had a rough year. He's been shot at. He also had another injury early in the year. So I just hope Tank Dell has a full recovery. For them to stay in this game for me, they need to, keep going through Joe Mixon. I need to have a big game from Nico Collins. And I need CJ to step up a little bit. It's going to be very, very hard against this stout Kansas City defense, not Kansas City, the stout Baltimore defense. I'm getting the teams mixed up. But stout Baltimore defense that has been playing really, really well the last couple of years. Last couple of weeks. They have not been great this year. They've actually been pretty bad this year. But the last couple of weeks, Roquan and that group over there really, really got it together. And, they've got another opportunity right here, man. I don't think Houston wins this. I really love how Baltimore's finishing the end of this season. And I think Baltimore will go out there and they'll get a dub. I think this will be a very competitive game, a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 31-24 Baltimore. I think they hold on, and they're going to make things very, very interesting for the AFC North, because if Pittsburgh loses like I got them losing, that means that if both these teams win next week, both are playing division games. Pittsburgh's playing Cincinnati, and Baltimore's been playing Cleveland. We know Cleveland would love to spoil the party for the Ravens. It's going to come down to tiebreakers and things like that, man. So that's going to get real interesting. So to recap, I have got the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-14, and I've got the Baltimore Ravens beating the Houston Texans 31-24. I think it's going to be a fun day today to watch, and yeah, it should be a good time. And by the way, these games on Netflix, not on CBS, not on Fox, not on ESPN, not on ABC. This will be on Netflix. So I really hope the Netflix servers are ready for not just the amount of people who will be watching NFL games, but also people who want to see Mariah Carey, who want to see Beyonce. Their servers were terrible during the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. So hopefully they got that together, because one thing you don't want to mess with is women and their Beyonce. They're going to get very upset about that, man. So I will be dropping another video on Friday. I'll be previewing the Saturday games, and I'll be previewing the full Week 17 slate, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Christmas holiday. Enjoy the time with your family and friends, man. The crew be back. I'm not going to hold you. Season 6 will be debuting Friday, January 3rd. We're going to get you ready for the final week of the NFL season as we get ready for the NFL playoffs, man. And we also going to recap the college football playoffs. We got the Rose Bowl next week. You know, you've got all these different bowls going on before we get to the semifinal round, man. So we're going to be talking a lot about that, man. I am your boy, Scott. You know to follow me on all social media platforms at Barbershare Scott, man. I will holler at y'all later on this week. Merry Christmas.